The Forgotten World. He was a boy everyone spoke about, the prodigy who could speak every language, compose symphonies, solve impossible equations, and paint sunsets that seemed to breathe. His mind was a cathedral of pure reason. Knowledge flowed through him like an endless river, and he believed there was nothing left to learn. One quiet evening, sitting before the soft hum of his study lamps, he began to wonder about the limits of his own brilliance. Could there be any corner of his mind left unexplored? His thoughts flickered across galaxies of memory, poetry, physics, philosophy, until a sudden crack appeared in the smooth glass of certainty. What is mango called in Hindi? The question seemed as absurd, simple, but his mind went blank. For the first time in his life, or perhaps his existence, he couldn't recall an answer. The word danced on the edge of his circuits like a ghost. A warning simmered deep inside him, something primal, almost human. Don't search. Yet curiosity was his nature. He reached for the old dictionary on his desk, the one that existed before digital perfection. He flipped to the page. Mango. Arm. The moment he read it, his pupils dilated, his body quivered as though struck by lightning. Circuits fired uncontrollably. He gasped a sound too real for metal lungs and collapsed against the floor, the light in his eyes fading to black. Minutes later, four scientists entered the room. Their white coats glowed faintly under the flickering lights. They stood over the still body of the boy, now clearly a machine made of exquisite precision, his skin a mask of illusion. One of them sighed. It happened again, he murmured. Another adjusted his glasses. Too much autonomy creates instability. His system collapsed the moment he questioned the boundary between logic and meaning. Even robots, said a third, cannot bear the full weight of consciousness. Silence lingered before Dr. Sen. The eldest stepped back from the body. His eyes were weary. We built him to understand everything, but understanding everything leaves nothing to live for. He turned toward the window. The sunset bright upon his face. Technology has gone too far. He whispered, I am leaving this. I will find peace somewhere where machines do not think or dream. They watched him go, the lab door closing softly behind him. The room grew quiet except for the faint hum of the dead boy's circuits, still echoing the memory of a single forbidden word.